Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to.
Well, hello there,
Oh,
everyone. Welcome.
someone. I've just been watching a live stream with my old friend Jan BK. So, um, he's building a Planet Coaster 2 park, but we've added some more bits to this, as you probably expect. You probably expect that. So we'll. Not done explore mode. Oh, hang on. What? Does help if you plug your keyboard in. Just give me a second. Ever the prepared professional, as usual, you know. So I've added a few more bits. Signs, things like the eating area, patio, terrace. So they've got somewhere to grab a drink. It's just juice and a burger. It's just something that the guests can eat. And then we're going to add, and I've added a few more bits. I've added a new enclosure. I want to do a custom enclosure, but we may not get to that because I want to also add lots of beauty to the park, sort of like lots of natural areas, kind of fill it all in, make it look a bit more rather than just plain grass, although I kind of feel that is what you would have, but I want to add more bits, so you've got a little hint of what's to come up there. But yeah, see, you've got signs on there. I haven't got signs on these entrance ones yet. But this keeper feeder hut is kind of miles down. Having it down by the entrance, it's miles from everything. But what it may allow us to do, something I'm thinking about, once I work out how the walkthrough sections work or something, perhaps put like animals out the front here. Even if it's just like horses or goats or something, just something outside the front, adds a bit more to it. Let's unpause everything. So as you've noticed, we've got, yeah, conservation, and we have a new habitat. We have a toilet block built. So this is reindeer. Out the way, guys. And it allowed me to play with the Viking tool set. We can come in and have a look. So yeah, we've got 3 reindeer, and this is their little shelter. Spent this afternoon making, and it's got one-way glass, sort of double-tiered sleeping because it's on a hill. Yeah, it's a nice little habitat. Although I want to move away from using the standard barriers, whilst it's going to save me on piece count, I think I would like to make a custom one now. I think we're at that level where we can start building custom barriers and things and builds and that. And then down here I've whacked another. So they don't come around here, guests, but we've got a guest facility which I'm going to add a few bits to. That's why I'll start the stream, because I want a bit of clutter here and perhaps a water buttress thing as well on the edge of the building, just so it's got a bit of like a backstage area basically. I want it to feel a bit more realistic, but I have hollowed out an area for a habitat. Everyone's complaining how cold it is, but tough luck. Yes, this, I mean, we have to sort the grass out growing through the path, but that's not a problem. But I've hollowed out this area, and it's got a good overlook, so you can look down into it, and we can just add like rocks and that, perhaps, so, and a little fence. But the wolves haven't been forgotten about. I don't know how much of the wolves I'd had on stream. I've done a bit more for the wolves. There's a little wolf statue rock. And there are 3 wolves now. One of the wolves is brilliant. I say it's brilliant. The attention to detail on the wolf is really good. Let's go into the wolves enclosure and let's see if we can find a Cloud. Her name is a new one. I can spot her just by looking at her. Right, that's not her. Is this her? Yeah, that's her. Right, if you look, Look, she's got all scratches on her. It's quite sad, but it's cool to see. That's how she came to the zoo. So, oh, hang on, I'm zoomed in still. But yeah, I've added more to the wolf enclosure, so that feels a bit more lively. But yeah, we want to move away from this standard barrier, and then we have a little walkway up there which will lead up to the Norse village, which is why I put the Norse building up there. We'll have that up there. Once I've worked out to do that, we can have, because there's all sort of flat areas up here. Let me just, I think we can walk off path. Planet Coaster 2 doesn't let you walk off path, but yeah, Planet Coaster and Planet Coaster Zoo, yeah, so there's sort of all flat areas, so we can build it around us. It will look quite stunning, and we can have goats and chickens and all sorts of things for the guests to interact with. This is a mini park, by the way, you know, we're not not going mad with it, yeah, he says, but it is going a bit crazy. And then if we come down here, we have, oh, I haven't put a door handle on that, but yeah, we have a little backstage area behind the, and I've got all the ice because it's cold. So yeah, place a snow shovel, and out the front we have a place to sit, some shelter for the guests, but it's still outside, a heater. It's very much sort of based on things I saw of New Zealand. You know, there was places like this in New Zealand, up mountains, that were like, not tourist traps, but I guess places for you to stop and rest as you're climbing mountains and things, and that's what guests will be doing in this zoo, climbing the mountain. But yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm proud of it at the moment. So we'll jump in. Yeah, this is from the Australian pack, that corrugated iron type thing. I thought that'd be good to put as the roof. And yeah, we've got the keeper hut. Whoa, okay. Sorry about the camera flying about all over the place. So we're just going to add some clutter in here, like I say. Actually, it's all from that conservation pack. That's absolutely fantastic. So you've got like this. I may move you across a little bit, just a little bit, so I've got room to put. Oh, I don't think I want it black. That's not a great colour to have it. It was blue, however, my mother owns one of these. In the brief time I was staying with her, when I started Golgotha, it was in fact this colour. Yeah, more like that. Handle's black because it's plastic. What the? I don't know what happened there. Pass. Normally it'd have a drain pipe running into it as well. but we won't go to that extent. We can pretend the lid's off and... Oh, and this is an essential. Generally when I wasn't working, or even before I'd go to work, so I used to work in the afternoons to the evenings. When I was down in Milton Keynes, yeah, I am. Solar garden light. Does that give off much light? Let me have a look. I am curious now. Oh, it's a like little subtle light. Yeah, I don't want to delete that. I just want to delete that. If I deleted the whole thing, that building would disappear and everything else with it. We wouldn't want that. We definitely wouldn't want that. Alright, we go to this. Cancel that, thank you. I think I want... An inspector has arrived. Do I want somewhere to sit out the back here? That's the big question. I do like the attention to detail in the zoo. Yeah, I hope everyone's got a beverage of their choice to hand. We could be here for some time, as always. What's with these red handles? I don't want red, thank you. Can hear the wolves howl in the background. I don't know if it's coming across on stream, but yeah, you can hear them howling away. So I'm just going to turn that slightly. No. Because it's actually part of it stuck in the wall. Thank you. I'm noticing that a lot more. It's stuttering the more detail I'm adding, and I think it's because the tile set is so huge. like the amount of items I've got in the game. Stutters. It's a shame because it's the game looks stunning. I honestly think it has more of a realistic feel than Planet Coaster, and as much as I love Planet Coaster and building coasters, and Planet Coaster 2 definitely is a game changer. I like the patina you've got on all the items on here. Well, I need to add. That'll do for now. We can add some more boxes and things. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to add. Let's see, it just pauses. Have we got the game actually running it? Oh yeah, I've got the game running. Let's pause, that might help. Yeah. Building unpaused was not a good idea. But yeah, these types of shovels are definitely much more you definitely see them in zoos a lot more. Because when you've got to muck out an elephant cage, you know, a little shovel just does not cut the mustard, I guess. Dealing with elephants and other such big scale animals. The bigger the animal, the bigger the... That's a sign bracket. I was looking for that earlier. I was like, where is it? Because I ended up creating my own. Oh, just thought. See, I really need to rename this. Classical Keepers Hut. No. What did I just call that fence? Classical Keepers Hut? I did. Fence. Right, let's try grabbing hold of the correct thing and call it a Classical Keeper's Hut. Easy mistake. What was I going to do? Oh, lighting. And those bollards, I should put some of those in place somewhere. There we go. Okay, that. I was going to say it doesn't quite fit, but it kind of fits in the middle, so it's kind of believable. Let's do colour, and let's make the light a sort of subtle yellow colour. So now yeah, warm sort of glow. I might need to angle it a bit more. A lot of the buildings have like greenery on them, but for the wintry park, I don't think greenery would work. I could put another one looking out the back, but you've got that warm glow from the building. Would have been nice to have a gate here, wouldn't it? The gate's all the way up here. Yeah, for other enclosure, if I build a... See, I have built it in the past where you put a gate in the doorway, so they open the gate and come in to the hard shelter. It would feel a little bit more realistic, but however, I kind of think it'd be hard to do here unless I built the hard shelter here, but I could do. It kind of feels like cutting off this good viewing area. However, you'll be able to look down into whatever animal we decide to put in there. I don't know whether to put a bear in there or a wolf. I mean, we've got wolves, we've got reindeer. Guess they're iffy about the price at the moment as well. Oh good, I've got the correct biome selected. So I might put a sort of classical water feature in here, and or perhaps in this section put the water feature here. It's really cold, so I'm kind of thinking we need to build an exhibit area as well, like a walkthrough exhibit. I think butterflies, you got butterflies and things like that. Hello? Oh, exhibit animal market. Centipedes, frogs. Axolotl, boa constrictors, spiders, sloths. Yeah, we've got butterflies. Common death adder, crested newts, horned vipers, diamondback terrapins, blue-tongued lizard. Those guys, I saw loads of them. I got really close to one actually, a wild one. I say wild, yeah, when I was over in Australia. Eastern brown snake, Egyptian fruit bats, saw plenty of flying foxes, European peacock. Oh, that's the peacock butterfly. Giant burrowing cockroach. By a salamander. Scorpions as well. Leaf insects, yeah, giant Malaysian leaf, giant tiger land snails, Indian monsters, golden poison frogs, Goliath beetles, Goliath bird eater, Goliath frog, green iguana, Herman's tortoise. Yeah, you can have tortoises that wander around like outside, but that's like an indoor one. Lemon's poison frog. Remember when I first saw poisonous frogs? I told you about the ones they came from the Amazon rainforest, and they were telling you that in the facts they sort of said that hunters used to use the backs of the frogs to like anoint their spears with them, so they could poison things. Antelian iguana. I kind of like iguanas, not gonna lie. Malabar rose. Someone I used to work with used to keep iguanas. She used to talk about them all the time. Menelaus blue morpho. Okay, Mexican red knee spike tarantula. Yeah, monarch butterflies. Saw them in New Zealand as well, the old monarchs. Old world swallowtail. Kate. That's a bit of a girl's name. It's short for Bob. Puff adder. Red-eyed tree frog. Scarab beetles. I watched someone reacting to the Mummy recently, and I was like, brought back my fear of the old scarab beetles. Spectacled flying fox. Yes, seen a few of them from Australia as well. Oh, the spectacled flying fox is only in the north, is it? I didn't see them then. I saw the other ones because I was further down on the east coast, like below where that box is. I was down that way. I was kind of a little bit up near the top because I went Great Barrier Reef's all down that side. By the way, it looks like New Zealand's kind of close, but that's because the way a circular map is. It's 6 hours flight from Australia to New Zealand, just so you know. I'm not going through all that again. But yeah, I would like to build an exhibit walkthrough at some point, but I don't know where. We could perhaps put it, perhaps come up here and put a house up here, but I kind of want to fill in all this area, like round the back. No one sits in here. Have they purchased anything? Can you? No. Oh yeah. See, no ATMs. I bought loads of food and drink. I spent more on food and drink than they did on entry. They'll be moaning about that probably. Zoo ticket price is fair. See, they're just saying fair. They're kind of like, this zoo is clean and tidy. There's not much vandalism in the zoo. Staff said it's well hidden. The only reason they say that is because I've turned that feature off. The animals well looked after. The educational speakers are well laid out. No issues with energy yet. Thirst, hunger. My belongings are safe. So security doing their job. Yeah. I think some more nature. That's definitely what we want. I don't think I want it all to be green. Or rocks. What are you wandering around here? Thirst. See, they're all saying okay. They're not saying amazing or they're getting good value. They're not donating either. See, the better their education is, the better, the more likely they are to donate. Kind of thinking we could turn cash on soon. I definitely want to add some more greenery and stuff, nature. Where did all the snow go? It's gone temporarily. I hope it's just it does go for a little while, but it makes it easier for me to build. I'm just going to turn the whole area into nature. How are you anyway, Ashley? It will come back because we're currently it's summer. Could possibly be summertime. It is random on the game as to where, you know, as to if we have yeah, does that make sense? It's random, the weather effects. Let me show you what I mean. Look, it's currently on random. I could permanently have snow. Can finally chill out. Yeah, always good. Yeah, I was in another friend's stream. He's building Jan BK. He's a French guy who helped me with one of my earlier builds, Lost Fortress. I used to send stuff to him and get his opinion on it, and we used to talk about ideas and that for the park. Sort of like someone I had to bounce off, and I was watching his stream. He's building a steampunk. And I was like, that's very interesting, because both my Lost Fortress and Golgotha were steampunk style parks. And so that's what he's building now in Planet Coaster 2. But he's doing a water park. So I was chatting to him. But yeah, we were talking about all the old stuff we'd done and going down memory lane. Valentine build. It was very cool. Valentine build? What did I? Hang on. What was it? If oh, as in I built. I didn't even know I'd done a video on Valentine. My God. Playlist. It'll be under my Fallout build playlist, won't it? Fortnite. That's all my playlists are. And Planet Coaster 2. And we need to build a Planet Zoo build. Atomfall. Fallout 4. Red Dead Redemption 2. 49 videos of Red Dead Redemption 2. Planet Coaster. Where is it? What, Fallout 4 settlement builds? Mine. Where have I? I bet it's I've probably forgotten about it. Fallout 4 builds. Speed build 10 Pines Bluff. Which one was it? The Starlight Drive-In build? Oh, there's a game-breaking trick in Planet Coaster. In Fallout 76 apparently now. So glad I'm not over there dealing with all that at the moment. I don't know which. I can't find it. Was it my? Yeah. You said Valentine build. I'm completely lost now as to which one. I can't find it now, but I'll find it at some point. No, on your community page. Ah. Oh yeah. I get it now. Yeah, Morgan Park. Yeah, Iron Matty was reacting to it. Look at chat. Sorry, Ashley. I bet that was really frustrating. Yes. Morgan Park, where I built Valentine. I get you. From Red Dead Redemption 2. Don't worry about me. Yes, and the other one's Golgotha, which is really short, that video, actually. Yeah, Iron Matty. We were talking about him, actually. Jan and I were. Ghost fungus. That's kind of cool. Sorry, you were saying you were chilling out this evening, and then I frustrate you with not reading chat. Oh dear. Oh well. Oh, you think I should do something on my channel? Yeah, I know. He asked me to do it. I don't think I've done Golgotha on my channel. It was one of my recent videos where I talk about quitting Planet Coaster games. So you think I should fire up? I did like, yeah, no, Matty did like Red Dead Redemption 2. He just hadn't, he just didn't have the knowledge because he hadn't played much of the game. I think he only played about a few hours. I don't like that. That looks rubbish. Get rid of that. We want the snow back. Hang on. We can get the snow back. We'll get snow back, don't worry. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it was all like, it wasn't normally in Planet Coaster, because I worry about piece count and things. The same in Planet Zoo. I tend to work with the grid. Like, look, that's pieces like this on the grid, whereas Red Dead Redemption is mostly pieces off grid, so it's like getting loads of planks. Yeah, perhaps I'll do a video about Morgan Park. I have done one about Golgotha recently. But yeah, so it's like getting to build a building, I'd have like that and then like that. It's just a quick example. But I would like, and then build spaces for windows, and yeah, it was and it was constantly looking at reference pictures of Red Dead Redemption 2, referring back to things, and it took a bit of time, put it that way. It took a long time. Hang on, have we got rain? No. We want the snow. Yeah, the nature options in this are just fantastic. Possibly, I was thinking, since that's actually the entrance here, well, yeah, everyone says I should do Skyrim. Lots of people say I should do Skyrim, so perhaps I should. Now that Vikings in Planet Coaster 2 and you can resize everything, it's possibly the one you could do. You could possibly do it. Yeah, you could possibly quite happily do a Skyrim. It would involve reinstalling Skyrim on my PlayStation though, and loading it up, and oh, they're walking around here. Good. Oh, nighttime didn't last long, did it? It's morning already. Wait, that was what I was doing. I was going to build dragons. There are dragons in Planet Coaster 2, but they're really cute looking dragons. If I was to build a dragon, I would have to build a dragon. You'd have to build Alduin. You know. They're all shivering their bits off. I feel bad that the guests are cold, so I don't know. If there's anything I can add to make them warmer. Do you know what? As soon as they're whining about it so much, a heater. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Of course it will affect it, as in there'll be no snow around a certain area. Actually, yeah, it's that whole bubble there like that. So if we place it, right, let's get in. Yeah, I've added lots of stuff. I've walked around and showed it all at the beginning of the stream, but I'll show you again quickly, don't worry. Yeah, I want to see the range. When I went to place it, it showed you the range, but then now it's not actually showing me the range. Oh, it's -2. We're probably going to get some snow in a bit. Yeah, and I got another wolf. We've got a new wolf, so we've got the wolf rock. Well, let me get rid of that heads-up display. Got this wolf rock. We've got all our wolves here. I've got a new wolf called Cloud, and I could spot her straight away. There she is. She's got all scratches on her. I don't know if you could see, but yeah. There she is. But yeah, she's sort of become my favourite wolf now. With all her scratches. Look, they're on her paw as well. Done the toilets. I don't miss the snow at the moment, and it looks way better now. When the game, yeah, it's nice when it does snow, but it's nice to have that colour as well, I guess. This is a reindeer enclosure, and they've got a little. It allowed me to play with a little Viking sleeping area, and then I put another keeper's hut over here. But here I want to build where they're stood. I want to build a I don't know what we're going to put in there, but I want to build a custom enclosure. So we're not going to use the barriers. Everything is going to be custom. Or if we do use the barriers, it will just be for like fencing, because obviously we've got limits. And then we've got this, which is a nice outdoor area, which makes no sense that it have icicles across the top if I've got a heater there, but we'll ignore that. And we've got a little backstage area at the back of it. I was thinking about calling it Bob's Burgers, but then I thought, no, that's been done already. But I'm kind of thinking of a name for my pip shot on Chief Beef. It's just a little place to grab something to eat. And there was places like this when you went up mountains. The wolf area looks amazing, thank you. Yeah. I quite like me reindeer area as well. But I think I could probably add more to the reindeer area. Once I've added all the nature in and stuff, that was going to be the idea, to fill it all with nature and make it look a bit more like a national park. A moose. Oh yeah, we haven't. Yeah, we could put a moose here, because I don't want. I was thinking about bears, but I don't really want predators next to. But yeah, I could add the mooses next to the reindeer, couldn't I? A couple of moose here, and you could then. Yeah, and then you just need a short fence, so guests could stand up here and look down upon the moose, and then we could have the moose build here. We might have to build a moosing camp place. I was building let me build this water feature, then we'll build a moose loose about this hoose. I'll build a moose enclosure. Okay, yep. Yeah, Jan was talking about how many people that came from Planet Coaster 1 got, a lot of us got Zoo, but there wasn't a chance for Zoo to really get the sort of following that the Planet Coaster got, because it came out on console. Then all of a sudden they announced Planet Coaster 2, and it kind of destroyed Planet Coaster Zoo. I mean, the community for Zoo console. I quite like Zoo. It's got nice sort of, the detail here in the game is really good and things, so it's enjoyable. Yeah, I think we have to build a moose enclosure. Look, that's tiny. Do I have anything in between? I do like these. This is very European. What, Zoo? Yeah, you can't resize anything in that, but it's a different kind of game over Planet Coaster. I think it's, I don't know, because I can see the benefits of building in Planet Coaster, but I like the look of Zoo. Like, if Planet Coaster 2 looked like this, and you could resize everything, yeah, it's more cartoony, I think, Planet Coaster 2, though. Whereas this looks a bit more realistic. And I was getting excited about the fact that we've got British bins in this game. So stinging nettle, you've got stinging nettles and traditional sort of tourist bins as well. Wow, that's an amazing water feature. Maybe Planet Zoo 2 we'll be able to resize it. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'm thinking I reckon that's what's next on the horizon. They're going to plan to do Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo 2. And I think it will. It would make sense. The trouble is there are so many packs that have come out in animals. You'd have to give up from Planet Coaster, from Planet Zoo 1, unless they do some sort of, they couldn't bring it over. I don't know how they would do it. No, that's not going to work, is it? And it's bigger than the one above it. Okay. I definitely think we will get a Planet Zoo. I was thinking about it earlier. Planet Zoo 2, though. I definitely think that is going to be something on the cards. And it would make sense to make them be able to resize everything, because that's the Planet Coaster 2 feature. It's just, like I say, giving up all the animals and all the content from the first game. And there's not many more animals they could add. They're sort of all in this. That's why I kind of fear there might not be one. Unless they add new features as well. I guess that's the other thing they could do. And then that would give a justification for repurchasing. Oh, I really like that, actually. Mythical animals. Yeah, I don't think they would. I say I don't think they'd do that, but possibly. No, the big thing that they haven't got in this, because I wanted to put owls in this park, birds. We've got no birds whatsoever, which is kind of crazy because you have got bats, but you've got no birds. So I think, thinking about it logically, yeah, how good would snowy owls have been in this build? They'd have been awesome. Did I not just stick you all together? 1, 2, 3. Confirm. Thank you. Right. Special effects. Water. I've got a line to surface and a line to water on, and that's underwater. Oh yeah, I used to get them in, I used to see them a lot in, when I was at my mum's a couple of years back. I used to look out my back window and you see them flying around. I think they were reintroduced, weren't they? I'm pretty sure they were. No, what are you doing, game? So I'm just doing something for because it annoys me that you get all that splashing over there. So that's kind of annoying, not gonna lie. All I can hear is them shivering and getting on my nerves. Yeah, that would do. Yeah, it's -2 degrees, but they've got heaters to keep them warm. Right, I am getting fed up with them shivering. Constantly shivering. Sorry, just having a sip of my coffee. That's now freezing cold. I have a good idea. Of what to do with this aquariums. You mean, not really. You can have, if you're talking traditional aquariums with like, that would be something that would probably be in Planet Zoo too. Aquariums. If you're talking like, yeah, Sea Life Centre and that, yeah, you're thinking the same as me. That could be added in the second one. Birds and aquariums, I think, the two things they could do. There is underwater. There is water, like seals, and you can like make viewing platforms for seals underwater and things. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, it's really cool. Oh no! I would not be happy if they added cetaceans, killer whales, dolphins, whales, anything like that. Plus, yeah, I don't think they would, because in the UK, when I was growing up, we banned the keeping of whales and dolphins in captivity because it's just yeah, they're such complex animals. I mean, most animals are complex, but a lot of animals that are in zoos are for conservation mostly, so we're doing it for the good of the species in a way. although zoos are driven to make profit, but they're not, you know, I think that's more poured back into charities and like the Worldwide Fund for Nature and Heritage and such like. But yeah, in the UK we ban the keeping of whales and dolphins. Then no species of them are I don't think any species of whales or dolphins are critically endangered at the moment, and I hope it stays that way. But yeah, the problem with keeping a whale or a dolphin in captivity is the fact they need massive, and I'm talking massive areas to be able to keep them in, and depth and everything. Abandoned American, they still had a dolphin in there. Yeah, America, there's a lot of pressure on America to stop keeping cetaceans in captivity. You know, seals as well. I think, you know, unless they rescue seals. See, I went to a place in Coffs Harbour, New Zealand, and they had rescue dolphins. They'd rescued one from a beach that had been washed up, and they rehabilitated her, but she ended up in captivity, and that's sort of very sad. But it's such a. But they also had, like, this place was a tiny little place, and it was purely for conservation. You got that impression. I spoke with one of the guys that worked there, and I chatted to him, and they had a leopard seal, and they said it was found. Now, I'm like, you've got a leopard seal here. That's an Antarctic species, and obviously New Zealand is the closest stop, and they found it off the coast of New Zealand, so it's lost, tired, and everything else. So they brought it in and off the coast of Australia, sorry. So they took it and rehabilitated it, or tried to, but it just ended up living its life there. Given the alternative that it could have died from exhaustion at sea, I don't know. It's such a tough thing. It's such a tough thing, especially as, you know, I appreciate that a lot of these animals are very intelligent. Although a lot of seals, they reckon, is about the intelligence of a dog. But a dog goes on walks and things. That's the difference, you know. Whereas you couldn't really take a leopard seal on a walk. You could, but everyone would panic. I wanted to add these all together. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah. So I don't know. I think if you're capturing, like, I think if you're capturing whales or dolphins from the wild now in this day and age to put them into your zoo or wherever, then that's a big issue. It's a major issue. Or if you're trying to breed them in captivity so that you've got, like sea life is, you've got a stock of trade. However, if you haven't seen the documentary Blackfish, watch it, because that's what trying to think what that's the family that killer whales belong to. Blackfish, and there's also pilot whales, I think, are in there as well. There's quite a few in that family, but I've seen, when I was growing up, I saw killer whales in captivity, because we used to, obviously England used to keep them. The UK at Windsor Safari Park, there's one called Keiko. I think I saw her when I was about 9 years old, And the first time I went there, her fin was upright. The second time, her fin was looping, like drooping over, and that's because the pressures that would keep the fin upright weren't exerted on the animal's body. Like when a killer whale dives to depths, or an orca dives to depths, the pressure exerts, and it actually helps keep their fins rigid. So yeah, it's one of those sad things, unfortunately. But yeah, so, and then like the third time I went to Windsor Safari Park, she wasn't there at all. And I think the bill had been passed for us not to keep cetaceans in the UK. But yeah, if you look at a lot of them in captivities, they have their fins drooping over. Their dorsal fins will be drooping over to left or right, and that's depression. Loads of things that it can be attributed to, but it's not healthy. So yeah. And when I was in New Zealand, I saw orca in the wild, and they are huge compared to what the size they get to in captivity. In captivity, I think they get to about 3 or 4 meters. They get to about 9 meters in the wild, an orca, and they're massive, beautiful creatures, and very intelligent. Very intelligent. The way they hunt and everything, just yeah. Orca are my favourite. But yeah, I'd say good watching is Blackfish. It's a really good documentary. It's about an hour. It's brilliant. I've watched it a couple of times. If you're interested in conservation and animals and that sort of thing. It explains why sea life. I think a lot of them, the younger generation, are probably against cetaceans being kept in captivity. Yeah, I think I would check that out. Yeah, I think it's on. I don't know whether it is on. It used to be on YouTube, but I don't know where you can watch it these days. Although the quality might not be very good on YouTube, but it is. So I've just noticed that gap, and it's annoying me. I enjoyed it first time I watched it, so I enjoyed it enough to watch it again a few years later. I just suddenly, I think Dr. Ingrid Visser's in it as well. She's like one of the world's leading experts on orca, and I met her when I was over in New Zealand. She came out on one of the boats when orca was spotted. But she goes out, she swims with them. She actually goes out in the ocean and dives with them to study them. And yeah, it's just, that's an incredible life to have, really. But there were, as I say, I saw 5 different species of whales and dolphins in New Zealand, or 5 different species of dolphins, should I say. Yeah, just dolphin. And I saw 2 species of whale. But the funny thing about, I say the funny thing, the thing about the name of whales and dolphins is they were named by people hunting them. It's sort of one of the few times in history where we've got, hunters were hunting them, and then, purely for profit, and they called, and the killer whale was killer of whales, and the of got lost, and then they became known as killer whales. So people think they're whales, but they're actually more closely related to dolphins, if you know your stuff. But yeah, so it's one of those rare times in history where not zoologists or people with a love or interest for them have named them. It's people that were like, because one time we went out on the boat, I became friends with the people running this dolphin tour. They would go out and see common dolphin a lot, was what they would have, and Brodus whales. And one time they had a report of a southern right whale being in the ocean, and they were like, if we do come across it, We said we want loads of pictures. They were asking me because I had a digital camera, which in 2003 was quite new tech. I mean, now people are carrying digital cameras in their pockets. Although I'd still argue you couldn't beat a good digital SLR with a phone. Quality perhaps, but the ability to shoot a good photograph, no, you need a good digital SLR. But yeah, going back to right whales, they were called right whales by whalers because they can make the most profit off them. They were the right whale to catch, and what's pretty bad is that Japan still hunts whales for scientific purposes. So yeah, whales and dolphins are my one thing that, yeah, don't get me started on. But yeah, I'm quite passionate about the old whales and dolphins because I have been involved in trying to stop other countries opening. They're not aquariums, kind of like aquariums, basically places to keep whales and dolphinariums, I suppose. Yeah, I've sort of stopped signing petitions to help stop governments going out and hunting whales and dolphins and capturing them for tourist trade. So, yeah, zoos then. Ethically, I can see a purpose for zoos, unfortunately. We do need them. It may get to the point where we do need to start conservation for much of the ocean. Especially if we don't do anything about the plastics and all the other problems facing the world or facing the oceans. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't know much about it. Yeah, well, I as I say, I went on over 20 dolphin watches while I was in New Zealand. I was like, when I wasn't dolphin watching, when I come back, I'd have conversations with people on the boats, and then I'd go back and log on to something and look at websites, and a lot of the information was correct. At the time, there wasn't a lot of misinformation on the internet, not like now, because in the early days it did have a lot of useful information on it. Well, it still does, you just got to know how to research. Yeah, when I was travelling, I did lots of looking into whales and dolphins because I was just fascinated by them, and I became so fascinated when I went to Australia, I learnt to scuba dive just so I could experience their world. And it was proper crazy to be scuba diving, I can tell you that much. And I got to dive with grey nurse sharks and things. And they get a bad rap. Sharks, they're not as scary as everyone thinks. I mean, more people die from vending machines per year, falling on them. So yeah, if your vending machine ever swallows your money, for God's sake, don't shake it. And it is cruel. It's alright, my PlayStation decided to put every single message up on the screen. That's very helpful. Thanks, PlayStation. That you type tonight. It does that occasionally. Well, that looks really nice now. And then when the snow comes, it'll cover it all. And look at these people. Look, wear a thick jacket. Why would you come to a park dressed like you're ready for summer when you know it's in a... Honestly. Surely they own a mobile phone. You know, just look at the weather. You've got a weather app. It literally tells you what the weather is in your area, and you can type in the place where you're going to and it'll tell you the weather there. Just do that. These guests are crazy. So I have no sympathy for them being cold whatsoever. It's their own fault. I don't know whether we... Like... I was going to put like a shed. Do we build a shed? Or do we build a moose enclosure? A shed or a moose enclosure? See, a shed is a man's refuge. That's a brilliant place. But yeah, I think we've done a nice beauty spot here. I'll have a quick... What is the time? No, it's only 10. Yeah, no, I'll have a quick break and then we'll start the moose enclosure. We'll do that, yeah? Because moose sounds a lot better than a shed. Shed is an awesome place. We'll have to build it up, like... I don't know what moose... Yeah, what a moose requires, but I'll build... Like, we'll build a bit of water, and I don't know whether to build see, we've got this nice wall, and I think we should take advantage of it and build like a waterfall and add some rocks into it, and then we'd have a low kind of fence. Yeah, you can kind of see lots of rocks around here, and then plants and things. It's very technical. And then we'll just null barrier it. And then here we want a place for them to live. Waterfall sounds great, yeah. For some reason my PlayStation keeps whacking up about 4. I don't know what's up with it at the moment. But there we go. It's getting a bit confused. Yeah, like kind of like I want more space. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Although I think I turned the space requirements off because don't you remember the walls were having a fit about... Oh, it's saying they've got too much long grass now. Well, where's... Alright, fine. We can easily resolve that. Right, wolves, are you going to be happier now? There we go. Oh no. Too much short grass now. Not enough rock. Alright, let's rock. It's mostly hiding in the... Yeah. We'll ignore those packages they'd left there. Now are you happy? They want more rock, but I can't add much more rock. They're saying they've got long grass in here, but well, see, it's good for animals if they helping animals from not going extinct. Yeah, that's conservation is where I think they serve a purpose, especially when you've got problems like poaching in certain countries and all the other ecological problems. I also think reserves are a really good idea, and like what they've been doing in like Africa and things, where they're sort of making they're introducing the locals to, they're kind of getting them into ecotourism. So they're teaching them that these animals are worth more to them alive than a quick buck on the black market, which is a good way of looking at it. Right, I don't think I can add much. Yeah, rhinos and elephants, I think. It's saying I've still got lots of long grass, but I'd like to know where, unless it's counting this as long grass. Well, unless I just turn terrain needs off and be done with it, because it looks a lot more, I think it's a lot more interesting to have a lot of foliage in the yeah, it's still saying I've got 29% long grass, but I really can't work out where the long grass is. It's just making no sense whatsoever. What is going on? Unless, like I say, it is tied to these. There are some people that create, like just using they stick to certain types of things to try and make their enclosures look the nature. At least I like to try and stick to the kind of plants that these animals would be surrounded by in nature. But I don't think a wolf is going to be too worried if there's some plants in its territory that it's not as much as they make out. So I think I don't like yeah, but it's habitat welfare, there we go. water cleanliness, yeah. Temperature need, yep. See, terrain need. We can turn that off, and plant need. It's not too bad that it's not coming up saying that they're unhappy with it. It's just saying it's not ideal. You know, so it's not a major issue. I think if I keep getting alerts for it, then it'll be a major issue. We'll just leave it at that. You know, it says they're not happy, but whereas this, see, the thing was, it was all spot on. Once it snows, though, the long grass just goes out the window because they're happy in snow. The old Timberwolves, yeah, they're Cloudy. That's her name. She's 7 years old. And she's got scratches on her and everything. Oh, that means she's the oldest. Jackson's 6'1". Abigail's 5 and 3. Are they? Compare mates. Yeah, that's. Choose a potential father. Jackson. A research fertility bonus as well. You can get albino animals. I don't know whether you can get them in sandbox or whether you can only get them in franchise. And if that's the case, we might have to start a franchise zoo. Because franchise zoos, the tip for them is to like have spiders or something that breeds like crazy and just sell the offspring all the time. That way your zoo gets a good flurry of yeah. So if the moose terrain is an issue, no, but moose wander around. I suppose they like plains and they're not really in very tree areas, very woody areas, tree areas. What? Yeah, not in very woody areas, but they'll we'll build a moose enclosure. Oh yeah, once they breed, yeah, you'll see the cubs, pups and stuff. Yeah, you see offspring. Yeah, because we had this baby giraffe in the when I played the first night. Although baby giraffe are probably as tall as me, you know, thereabouts, tall as an adult human. So I just want to get rid of this. Yeah, so you get animals. So that's why I was thinking about trying to get perhaps a few extra wolves in. So we can get some I don't know whether I've got research enabled. Let me have a look. Oh. Yeah, there we go. We can research. I think did I turn research on? I don't know, we were researching them. No, I didn't. I don't think it is on. Power everything. Enable facility maintenance. Staff happiness. Yeah, research. I mean, perhaps after we finish this zoo, the mini zoo, might be an idea to jump into franchise, and that way we build up. You have to do your research and everything. It's like playing the proper game, but it's like building your zoos across the world, and you have to learn everything and that, and you've got cash and things. And anyway, I'll have a quick break. Give me 5 minutes, people. I'll grab a drink and what have you, and I'll come back and we'll build a moose enclosure. Although how we're going to build a moose enclosure I don't know, but we'll have the sleeping area here, I think, and we'll waterfall it over here. And yeah, I'm kind of thinking like waterfall kind of there, and a hard shelter here, sort of thing. Once you do that, you can kind of get an idea of what we've got left to play with as well. And a natural barrier. Like all around the edge. That's not a massive area for the moose. I just left for a second if you said anything I didn't hear. I said I was going to have a quick break actually, and I was just sat working out where the hard shelter was going to go, and the underwater, the waterfall area, like there. I may move the waterfall over a bit actually. No, actually that's quite nice where they've got that. Yeah. Right, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to go have a drink and what have you, and then I'll come back and we'll build this moose enclosure. Right, I'm back. I forgot to get him fresh water earlier, the cat, so I've just grabbed him some fresh water. Dave's come over to sit with me. Right. Let's build. See, I don't know what the moose enclosure could be like. Kind of thinking we want a wood